Good morning, lovelies. ZoëTwoDots here with some more Pokemon Go goodness for you, and today is the day Pokemon Home compatibility is now available between Pokemon Home and Pokemon Go. So winner chicken dinner, I'm going to jump in and show you guys what we're looking at, some of the constraints, what you can transfer, what you can't transfer, who it's locked to and limited to at the moment, whole bunch of stuff. I'll share some examples. This feature actually dropped while I was live streaming today over on Twitch, so we'll cut to a few clips from today's live stream. But let's just jump into the nitty gritties and the basics of everything. And just quick reminder as well before we do jump in that for the entire month, this month we've got a whole bunch of different sales happening on the merch store and a big Black Friday sale coming up for the whole week following Black Friday. So you've been peeping any of the merch, including pins and stuff, will all be on sale either right now or very, very soon. Links for that will be in the description. So if we're peeping my Pokemon little home transporter energy here, there's a lot going on already. You can see there's like a cost to charge up. There's a countdown for when I'm fully charged up. So let's kind of jump back a few paces here. If we jump all the way out to where you actually even get to that menu is pressing the home menu, settings, scrolling all the way down. And when you get to Pokemon Home at the bottom here, when you first click on this, it will show you a prompt for signing in to your Nintendo ID. So your Nintendo ID is logged between your Pokemon Home account, and then it'll be logged in on your Go account as well, so that it knows that, hey, that's the same, ZoëTwoDots, that's your email that's tied to your Nintendo account. These accounts are now linked. Now, if you can't see this at the moment, that is probably because you might be too low of a level in Pokemon Go to see it. At the moment, this is only available for level 40 trainers as of the time of recording this, which is the 11th of November in Australia at about 1 p.m. More than likely, this is going to be rolling out over, the next couple of hours, days, whatever it might be, as with any new features that come to the game. When raids first dropped, when, PvP, PvP first dropped, the Go Rocket battles and things like that, it always drops to level 40 players first because that's the smallest pool of players, which means there's less volume of humans to potentially break it if there is something wrong or if there is a bug. And as things are smooth, it will roll out. So keep your eyes peeled on Twitter and things like that. I'm sure everyone will be sharing when this does become available, and who knows, by the time you guys are watching this, it's potentially already rolled out to more trainer levels. So if I click on Send Pokemon here, you can see there's a blue bar here for Go Transporter Energy. This is going to be denoting your energy that you've saved up throughout the week. And when it's full, you have this many points, to kind of essentially points are going to convert to what types of Pokemon or how many of a particular type of Pokemon you can transfer into Home. So from the energy depletion that I have here, I have already transferred across one shiny Metagross. Its CP was just under 2,000, so just under 2,000 CP. And CP will play a factor into how many you can transfer per day. So we'll get into that in a second too. You can see here as well, there is a coin cost to recharge. We'll kind of tune in on that at the end as well. There is, a pay to speed it up element. For me personally, I don't particularly care, and I won't be paying to speed up any transfers unless we were doing some sort of like charity event and I was trading you guys like shinies through Home or through Sword and Shield, and I'm just taking that cost as, to hype up an event and now I've got so many legendaries to trade you guys. Like otherwise, I don't see the point. I don't see the rush. I'm happy to wait for this to charge over time and to do it for free. If I click continue on that, it's going to take me into my Pokemon storage and show me the Pokemon that are available to transfer. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom, anything that is grayed out is going to be unable to be transferred for a variety of reasons. So let's kind of jump into, first of all, the costs and then what can and can't be transferred. Because some of these here might be, technically eligible, but there's a few, constraining factors. So jumping across to CELEBI.com, thank you, Joe, for the handy information. It's a little bit of a blurb here. I'll link to this down below if you want to read through too. But we're going to have our costs, transfer costs and limits. So you can see here broken down is going to be standard Pokemon, legendary Pokemon, and mythical Pokemon, all having different base costs. So for example, a standard Pokemon being a base 10 cost. So standard Pokemon would be like Wurmple. You can see here as I'm selecting these Wurmple, you can barely see, I think if I zoom in and just select a few more of these basic boys, you can just see the little bar starting to fill up with the cost of this Pokemon. It is really not much at all for these basic, just standard good old Pokemon to be transferred. If one of those Pokemon was to suddenly be a shiny, it's going to add 1,990 to the cost of that transfer. So for example, the regular Trico is 10, you can barely see it. Shiny Trico, you can see the damage that it's doing on that damage. You can see how much it's going to cost to transfer it. And I do like this little bar indicator is pretty indicative of, you can see how many you can kind of get in a day. So I could transfer 4 shiny Trico across today if I really wanted to, or 4 other similarly scaled shinies. Let's get further into that. Adding on another layer to that, if it is between 1001 to 2000 CP, that's going to add an extra cost of 100 points. And then CP 2001 or above, it's going to add an extra 300 points. So for example, if I grab one of these chonky shinies up here, you can kind of see that I can't quite get to the 4th one as I could when I was transferring just those 4 little Trico shinies. The CP is going to be adding up, so it kind of is going to be weighing on, you want to transfer those big CP Pokemon, or maybe you've got a slacking that's like 10 CP somehow, or 100 CP, that, you know, you could still get that Pokédex entry for a cheaper energy transfer. One of the best ways I think I can visually show you this is I've got a Metagross here, one that's at 3000, one that's at 600. If we look at where the bar gets to this one, it's getting to, you know, the letter Y in energy on that bar there. If I deselect that and then select the level 6, the 600 CP, it doesn't quite get to, you know, the Y. So you're kind of seeing that cost difference. So for me, it would be more economical. I probably should have transferred, you know, this Metagross rather than the one that was almost 2000 CP today, so that I could maybe get more transfers in a shorter amount of time. Adding on to that, the next factor is going to be legendary Pokemon, a base being 1000 points, shiny adding on 9000 points to that. CP affects it as well, as you can see here. The different CP ranges adding additional costs, and then mythical Pokemon. So mythical Pokemon is a base 2000 cost. Shiny is going to add 8000 onto that as well. CP, again, additional factors. So essentially, the spicier it is, generally the more expensive it's going to be to transfer in terms of points. And the points that you have within one full charge is 10,000. So if this blue bar at the top was entirely filled, I would have 10,000 points. And you can see today I've already spent that little chunk from the previous Metagross. As you can see here, I don't currently have, you know, enough energy to transfer a shiny legendary because of what I've transferred today, but I will cut back to earlier in my stream before I transferred anything. I did show a lot of visual examples for the costs of these things. So let's cut to the stream and I'll show you guys a couple of examples. I went Giratina. Slightly less than a shiny. Oh, and why is it grayed out then? Oh, shiny in it. Dude, shiny legendary is a full thing. Shiny Giratina is a full stack. Damn. So you could do like, how many legendaries? Legendary. CP small. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, you can squeeze some more in if they're smaller. There you go. These little dudes are like, I wonder how many you could do for that's like non-evolved, non-special before it like takes up, you know what I mean? Like maximum number that can be sent at once. Okay. 22, 24, 25. Okay. Queen did that? Okay, so I could transfer this one Giratina and then come back and transfer 2 more, sort of thing. So regular shinies I could do exactly, what if I didn't do a double up just to make sure? 5, that Genesect. That's 1 big one. Let's go mythical. Darkrai can be Darkrai can be transferred. Let's go. Deoxys can be. I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess that maybe it's favorited, but I wonder if Celebi and that could be. God, it's giving me like a very nervous click. Let's go to Celebi. I'll unclick that. Celery. You can... Dude. Risky screenshot. That's concerning. This is a PSA calling all trainers to please confirm that you have favorited your favorite Pokemon. This thing will not, I repeat, will not be a two-way transfer system. Be careful. Please, for the love of God, this is not a two-way system. This is not a two-way system. Tattoo it on your forehead. This is one way. It'll take 1 full week to recharge your transporter energy, asterisk, or 1 easy payment of 1000 Pokecoins. Terms and conditions apply. Melmetal. Should we claim it? We claim our Melmetal. Yoink. Thank you very much, Lee. Melmetal. Ooh, hello. So additionally, let's jump into a bit of a bigger breakdown on which Pokemon can and can't be transferred, at least at this time, to the best of our knowledge. So first one, let's just jump across back here to the CELEBI doc for forms. There's a whole bunch of forms that they can be transferred, but they will change. So because of how the main series game works, if I'm going to be transferring a sunny cast form, a rainy cast form, a snowy cast form, they will be transformed into a normal cast form in home because their transformation is more in-game weather-based than being, you know, always existing in a particular form. In Pokemon Go, they just kind of have to do that, I guess, just because of how the game is coded. But in the main series games, normal cast form is the cast form. That'd be like me. I'm normal Zoe, and then when it's winter, I put on my big fluffy jacket, and when it's summer, I whack on a bikini and go to the beach. That is cast form essentially, minus the bikini. That's kind of... Ooh. But that's how cast form works. It transforms in the sun. It's always that same one cast form that can achieve all these different forms just through how it functions in the game. So don't be too concerned if you see a change when you do this. Same for Cherrim. Cherrim is normally in the overcast form until the sun comes out. It is the same Cherrim. Giratina Noodle will turn into Giratina Legs. Darmanitan Zen mode and Galarian Darmanitan in Zen mode. Now I haven't seen these modes in Pokemon Go before, unless it is just particularly how it is coded in the game is that it would be Zen mode. So they'll be standard when they transfer across, this is really weird to me. This doesn't make sense, I guess, from a Pokemon Go player's perspective, but maybe there is something coming to Go that we don't know about yet, and we will have these modes available. Meloetta as well. Again, I believe this is because this is possibly just coverage because these are forms that do need items or abilities and things like that to transform in the main series, and therefore wouldn't be in your storage as these transformed forms. Additionally, any of the Genesects, depending on their drives, when you transfer them across, they'll be the normal drive Genesect. And then if we jump into specific Pokemon that are unable to transfer, the main ones being Spinder. Spinder just itself flat out cannot be transferred. Sorry, Spinder. It is a really weird one in terms of coding in the game though. Spinder is a Pokemon that there are over 3 million, it's not hyperbole, 3 million variations of Spinder. So that is probably why it can't be transferred across, because Spinder in Pokemon Go, we've only got like 7 or 8 forms, I think, and like a Valentine's Day form with a little love heart. It's essentially a thing where like Spinder in the main series, it is borderline impossible to catch 2 of the same. Statistically, it is like, you're never going to see 2 of the same Spinder. So this is probably why it's something that can't be transferred from Go, because then we'd have an influx of just duplicate Spinder. It's kind of like a special thing. Like there's 3 million different patterns. That's really cool. So I can see why this isn't one to be transferred. And then the next main category is going to be anything costumed, anything event Pokemon. So scrolling through here, you can see the Mewtwo, the Bulbasaurs with the hats, clone, Charizard, clone Venusaur, hats, Sunnies, hats, all of the Pikachu with the hats, Balloonichu, Pikachu Libre, anything that's, feeling a bit fashion forward cannot be transferred. I can't scroll a bit further down, but there is Leafeon and Glaceon down there with the flower crowns. If I jump across to here as well, if I type in costume, you can see here that I cannot select these event Pokemon. This is including any of the Pikachus with the caps, even though the World Cap Pikachu and the Ash Hat Pikachu can be obtained in the main series games through special promotional codes. These cannot be, as you can see here, cannot be selected. This could just be at the moment they can't, or it just won't be attainable. It have to be through those special promo codes to get them. Aside from particular forms and costume Pokemon, you cannot transfer Shadow Pokemon, so Shadow Pokemon cannot be transferred. And additionally, you cannot transfer favorited Pokemon. So anything that has a favorite, even though this Mamoswine would be entirely eligible to be transferred, it's currently favorited. So make sure you unfavorite whatever it is that you want to transfer beforehand, otherwise you're gonna have to go back and forth, all that jazz. And similarly, if there's things that you really want to protect from being transferred, favorite them. The favorite system should never really be a way to sort your Pokemon. It should be like a child lock, so you don't accidentally transfer them, you don't accidentally send them into home, or whatever it may be. This is a a protection feature more so than anything. So I could transfer any of these things here, as we see, but it's because they are favorited that I can't. Things that can be transferred, however, include traded Pokemon. You can transfer traded Pokemon. You can transfer lucky Pokemon, like Dino, Heatmore, anything here that I've got. These are all perfectly fine to transfer. Additionally, purified Pokemon can be transferred. They don't have an extra cost or anything. They are just as they are in their whatever form they are. So for example, this Wynot is just a standard Wynot. It's going to be 10 points to transfer. Additionally, and at this stage, as far as I'm aware, if you do transfer a traded Pokemon, the original trainer will be whoever's account it is coming from. So for example, if I put in this Pokemon, where's one? This Zekrom was given to me by Alan. If I put this into Pokemon Home, it would still show me. It would show me as the original trainer, even though I was the person who received it from Alan. It wouldn't show Alan as the original trainer, at least at this stage. And it will, at least seems to lose its location data. So the Metagross that I transferred before into Pokemon Home here, it will show, you know, I was the original trainer. I did catch this. I caught it in Melbourne for one of the community days, but it won't show that location data. It's going to say, seems to be met in Pokemon Go. And I am the original trainer. So as an example, I might transfer across a traded one as well, just to double check. So I'm going to show you the process now as well for how you actually do transfer these Pokemon, how you see the prompt either in Pokemon Home on your phone or how you see the prompt on Pokemon Home on the Switch. So let's do two little examples here. This first one is going to be a Natu. This was traded to me from Holly. We did this trade actually earlier this year in New York before the virus and everything went a bit cray-cray. So a quick check on the IVs is going to be 5 attack, 5 defense, and 14 on the HP. We can see down the bottom here, it was traded from Pokemon Master Holly, and she caught that in the USA. Additionally, I'm going to transfer this Ralts. It was caught by me on Comday. For Ralts, it's CP383. It's got a 12 attack, 3 defense, and 1 in HP. I'll show you guys as well how the IVs do come through on these transfers and what happens to like hundos as well. So let's go back in to send. We'll grab our Ralts. I'm just going to transfer these one at a time to show you that you can do like multiple transfers in one day. We'll do this first example through the phone and then we'll show the Natu going through the Switch. So let's go. Ralts is selected. Are you sure you want to send this one Pokemon? Sure, that's perfectly fine by me. We will transport that one across. We get a cute little animation. We get a candy. I did transfer earlier today as well. I did get the prompt for having a MELTAN box. Now, currently waiting to see if Niantic actually tweets or announces shiny MELTAN being available because no one has confirmed it yet through, you know, screenshots or things like that. So I'm hanging 10 until they say something official before I try to pop my MELTAN box and hunt for the shiny again. Okay, it's been sent to Pokemon Home. So if we then swipe across to Home, what you're going to see is I'm going to just exit out of this. Once it kind of refreshes, I have to give it a sec for it to communicate. This pop-up here. So this pop-up will, you know, would you like to receive the Pokemon? I'm going to say yes. However, let's just pretend that for whatever reason I didn't see that pop-up or I accidentally hit no or whatever it might be. I can just exit out of this. And if I go, you know, to the bottom there on that little green menu, it's going to show me that little exclamation mark. And in options, down the bottom in Pokemon Go link is where you'll see the prompt to transfer. So I can receive, if I press that again, I can exit out of that again, all happy days in case, you know, there's mistakes or whatever else. I'm going to receive that. I want to see what's being transferred. It's a Ralts. I can't interact with it on this screen. It looks like I could scroll here if there were, you know, stacks of Pokemon. I don't, you know, see that being a thing, but I'm going to hit receive on this Pokemon. Happy days, you received the Pokemon from Pokemon Go. If I go across to my storage now, there is my Ralts. It's come through as level 30. So far as well, it looks like the movesets that they do get are kind of like the standard, you know, Sword and Shield movesets or the Gen 8 movesets. It's been assigned a nature of Lax. I met it in Pokemon Go. Weight and height assigned there. It was given the ability Trace. And if I check the, there we go, the IVs here, this one did have an attack of 12, which seems to line up saying that it's pretty good. You know, it's not the best. It wasn't a 15 attack. Its defense was, it was a 3 defense. And its HP was 1. So it's, you know, it's not the greatest thing. But you can see here, it's a very mirrored image. And that is what happens when you transfer stuff from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home. The special attack stat will mirror the standard physical attack stat. The special defense will mirror standard defense. HP will mirror HP because it is what it is, like it'll just copy it. But in terms of your attack and special attack will be the same as what they were in Go. Your defense and special defense will be the same as what they were in Go. The only thing that gets randomized is speed. So say for example, if this Ralts was a 100% in Pokemon Go, if it had 15, 15, 15 in attack, defense, HP, it would come across here as full IVs in attack, defense, special defense, and HP. The speed would then be rolled at random. At least as far as I'm aware, it's random. I don't know if there's additional coding for specifics, but as believe as far as we know it is randomly rolled. So it may not come out as a full, 6 IV in, main series in home, but you can still bottle cap that stat up, that speed stat up to make it hyper trained to make it 100%, if that is something that matters to you. Let's jump back across and let's jump into send another one. You can see here as well, actually, the cost has gone up again and I'm gonna have to wait longer to be fully charged. That's fine. I'm going to transfer this Natu across. Yes, I'm happy to transfer that one. Let's click confirm. Cute little animation. And then let's jump across into Pokemon Home on the Switch. I haven't done this one yet, so this is gonna look nice and new for me too. One of my Pokemon transferred to Pokemon GO has been found. Happy days. You can receive them in Pokemon Home by selecting Pokemon GO on the main menu. Cool, which lives down here. Cute new little Pokemon GO graphic. So let's jump in. Checking. Bloom, bloom. Do you want to receive the one Pokemon? Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I'll grab the Natu. Pokemon received successfully. Beautiful. If I then go into my Pokemon, jump into home. Goodness knows where it got chucked into in the atmosphere in here. Let's filter. There we go. Let's sort by recents. Cute. And you can see the little G icon on these as well as they've been transferred from Pokemon GO. So Natu here, nature serious, ability early bird. It ended up in my trade box. Okay, let's go check summary. And then if I check yep, there we go. So the IVs as well, lining up with our Natu had super high HP, which lines up here, and the decent attack and defense. Happy days, and the matching ID number of me being the Pokemon trainer. Even though this one was traded from Holly, but it still has the same trainer ID number. That is me, original trainer ZoëTwoDots, because it came from my ZoëTwoDots account on Pokemon GO. So I guess that's a little bit sad that it does lose the essence of who it actually was from, because the original trainer on this should be Holly. And in GO it can interpret that information, but it seems like in the transfer that information is lost. So if there are particular Pokemon that super sentimental and you really want it to have that OT trainer ID as that trainer, or maybe maybe you got a cool Pokemon traded from Trainer Tips or from Pokemon Master Holly or from Mystic 7 or whatever it might be, once you then transfer that into home, it appears, at least at this stage, that it wipes the OT and makes you the OT, the original trainer. Just keep that in mind in case that's something that's really important to you. You might be better off keeping that Pokemon as a trophy in GO itself. Also, I don't know how these kind of ended up in my trade section, so I'm just gonna move these out and keep them safe. Get them out of there. I know Metal's not a legendary, we're just gonna chuck him in there to keep him safe. Beautiful, let's save and let's jump out of here. Our last few, I guess, examples and bits and pieces, you don't need to, transfer one at a time. You can do batches. You could do the full stack of, 25 basic standard Pokemon and do those in massive batches and just move so many regular Pokemon, standard Pokemon out. You could combine shinies and non-shinies. You could just do regulars. You could do legendaries, mythicals, whatever it might be, like different combinations of things to start clearing your storage, work on your, living decks, whatever it might be in Pokemon Home if you do use it that way. And if this isn't something that you need, then all good, you don't need to use it. I do want to make something really, really, really clear though, and something to be really careful about. Really, really careful about. Okay, so transferring from Pokemon GO to Pokemon Home is one way. It is not a two-way system. You cannot take these Pokemon back out of Home once they are in there. You can put them in Sword and Shield, put them back into Home, Sword and Shield, Home, Sword and Shield, Home, Sword and Shield. You can go back and forth between that. You cannot put them from Home back into Pokemon GO. Full stop. It is a one-way system. And the problem there kind of arises in that you can transfer Celebi, Mew, and Jirachi. I don't know if this is intended, if this is a bug. It seems to be intended, and a few people are saying, it's going to prompt you saying, this is your only one, are you sure? I'm not even willing to make that gamble. At this very moment in time, there are no other ways in Pokemon GO to get a second Mew, a second Celebi, or a second Jirachi at all, full stop. It's not currently a thing that's available. If you transfer this Celebi, this Jirachi, this Mew out of Pokemon GO, you cannot get it back in. So the second this video is over, I'm favoriting that Celebi again to keep it safe, because again, it will show up grayed out if it is a favorited Pokemon, and just to keep it safe, to really emphasize. And if this is something you do want to transfer into Home, just be really, really, really sure that you don't want it in GO, because you cannot get it back. You see with my Jirachi here, because it is favorited, it's kept safe. but please be very careful about that. There are other mythical Pokemon in Pokemon GO that you can get multiples of, you know, like Melmetal, Deoxys, they can all be transferred, Meltan, Genesect, all that kind of jazz. You can have your shinies in there, have those extra copies, you know, moved across. Sorry, I should mention Victini as well. Victini is one of the other mythicals you can only get one of. Please be very careful about those bad boys. Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Victini. There's only one at the moment in Pokemon GO per person, full stop. So be aware. I'm going to exit out of that before I have an aneurysm just staring and accidentally pressing a button. So very lastly, let's touch on the cost of if you want to charge up your Go Transporter energy. Now, a lot of people have been immediately being like, this is crazy. Why would you have to spend $10? It is, yeah, it's 1,000 Pokecoins to charge from entirely empty to full, which is basically the equivalent of $10, essentially. My advice is to just don't transfer it. If you have got one full bar is one shiny legendary. So if you're wanting to only move across your shiny legendaries, that's going to take you weeks, realistically, to transfer them all in to Pokemon Home. More than likely, of course, the reason for this is balance. If every single Pokemon Go trainer in the world right now transfers across every single one of their shiny legendaries, there are going to be millions and millions of shiny legendary Pokemon just flooding the game. In my mind, it's all about keeping that balance of shiny value, shiny Pokemon rarity, their value in Pokemon Go as well. It's kind of like that whole ecosystem. Even if every Pokemon Go player only transferred one shiny legendary right now, that's still millions, which is incredible. So it's, in my mind, again, it's about that balance of keeping shiny rarity in check, making sure there isn't an influx and flooding in trades in the market and things like that. Additionally, of course, from a business standpoint, they don't want you to stop playing Pokemon Go. They want you to have a reason to have to log back in every week. If you're someone who's not a core Pokemon Go player, you're someone who's only playing it to get those easy transfers into Home or into Sword and Shield, it's probably one of those ways to have you be like, oh, come back in a week, check it out. Maybe you'll enjoy something and play the game. So it makes sense from a business point of view. And from my point of view, I'm just not going to spend the money. So easy as. Save your coins, save your money, and don't do it. What is, you know, at face value, you can be angry and be like, oh, that's so scummy. They're charging $10 to do this. And it's like, but do you need to? What changes right now for you if all of a sudden, boop, all my legendaries are in Home? For me personally, it just means that they're sitting alongside all my other legendaries and all my other shinies that are just sitting in Home. You know, sure, they're safe and they're protected in that little bit of cloud storage, but I'm not doing anything actively with them. If there was something that I needed for VGC or for you know, the WBE tournaments and things like that, I would be prioritizing which ones I needed for battles, for powering up and things like that first, and then, you know, triaging them down on importance or versatility, usability, things like that. Besides just convenience, I can't see an immediate need to have every single one of your legendaries or shiny legendaries in the game at this very instant. So take your time with it, save your money. You know, they're always going to be there. If you guys think I'm overlooking a particular factor about that, or if there's a reason why it should be, you know, now, let me know in the comments. But for me, I'm just not going to spend my money on it. I'm just going to let it, you know, chip away over time. Easy peasy. I hope this video has been comprehensive and insightful and informative for you. If anything extra on you pops up while I'm editing, I'll try to insert that before it goes up. And if there's anything that I missed or any questions that you do have, please put them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to answer those for you as well. As always, lovelies, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who did leave a like as well. If you would like additional ways to support the channel, links for Patreon and the merch, which will be on sale by the way, are in the description down below. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!